year. Good morning. How are you today? Good, thank you. Welcome to Introduction to Psychology. So today we will keep talking about personality and personality development. It's going to be interesting because we are going to do some assessment as well. So here we did like the toothpaste personality test, and Daniel was more likely impulsive, life of the party, or the stubborn, slow-witted, but it's not trustworthy result, right? So when we do personality test, why do we do like a personality test? Maybe any guess? Why do we need to do sometimes like some personality guess?
Already read. Well, I mean, it's to be like whenever, say, some type of crime was committed and they have to see if they're liable for what they did or if they have some more psychological problems, or even a study that to see what crime, to help solve crimes in the future, just how people think. And then
Yes.
jobs, whenever you're getting a job, they want to determine what your personality is whenever they're, hiring you to determine whether you'd be a good candidate for that job. But
Yes,
yep.
very good, very good. Thank you. So we've been talking about the ocean, right? So if you are the CEO of a company, I mean, among those in the ocean, OCEAN, which component maybe kind of consider kind of high? Do you remember?
It would be like openness, agreeableness, and
Maybe organizing skill, that's the C, conscientiousness.
conscientiousness.
Yeah, very good, very good. Okay, so when we do do real good test, we need to consider validity and reliability. So validity means how accurately you measure, like a personality test, how accurately measure your intelligence. That's the validity. Is it valid, measurement? The second one is reliability is, can you do it again? So maybe it's kind of apply only one person, but it doesn't work for the 100 people. Maybe it's not a good reliability, right? So maybe if there's some 100 people, they kind of insist they're intelligent. Maybe the test score should be similar. Kind of, can you do it again? The similar result, right? So if you have a really good, measurement, it does include good validity and reliability. So great answer. Why do we maybe sometimes need to some personality test? So we will do personality test. So one of the things is clinical interviews. So not questionnaire much, but maybe there are 10 questionnaires, so interview, some interview question. It's not survey, MBTI test. I kind of ask you go to those website and do it. It will take 10 to 15 minutes because around 100 question. So it's lots of question, but it's like a self-report. You kind of mark. Strongly disagree to strongly agree, right? Clinical interviews more like a counselor, therapist, and try to one-on-one session. And why do you think in that way? Why did you behave in that way? Any regret? And what did you maybe make you kind of make a decision in that way? So those are more clinical interviews. I guess it's really meaningful. Sometimes like some crime scene, and if you want to do relate with those interview, try to figure it out their person's personality. It will be really good method. So thinking about structure. The structure means exactly 10 questions. And try to ask one by one. And unstructured, just like a free conversation, maybe we talk together. Let's talk about on the day, something like that. And semi-structured, people use semi-structured interview a lot. So even though it's a 10 questionnaire, depending on how the response goes, you can ask based on those person's answer. So there are 3 different kind of interview question. Can be one of the assessment. Kind of assessing the personality. So objective personality test. When we say objective, there's some like a standard art, a kind of clear standard, right? So you meet or not, and depending on those, maybe the score, maybe categorize into, oh, you are gifted and talented program. Yeah, person who get IQ score 130 and above. Usually, we used to kind of measure in that way. And if you have intelligence test, test below 70, we maybe put into some special category, and maybe we need some special care, putting into some special education category. Between those are more like a typical people's like intelligence. So we need to some clear measurement, try to measure more objectively. So objectively means usually paper and pencil. Now we do not use paper and pencil much. We are using computerized. Those, MBTI test. I show you 16 personality tests. That's a good example of objective personality test, right? So one of the objective personality tests is MMPI-2, Minnesota Multivariate Personality Inventory 2. So we are using it pretty often. Used to be use it, and still we are using it, widely used and respected objective personality test relating with some mental disorders. So if you want to measure somebody else, psychological disorder, possibly kind of screening process, it can be good measurement relating with a personality. Okay, so here, now maybe I'm going to test Daniel. So here, NEO Personality Inventory 3, we've been talking about ocean, right? So what does the N stand for? Like a ocean, OCEAN.
Yep, I gotta remember the N. I have it written down.
Yeah, please find it. Yeah, please find it. It's not a test at all. Just kind of check on you.
Yeah, I don't remember where I wrote it. Gosh dang it.
Oh, no worries. So, you remember maybe E?
So it was like openness, agreeability, and then I was trying to remember the C. You said it not too long ago. I don't remember the other ones.
Yeah.
Conscientiousness. Yeah.
And N means neuroticism, which is like if you suffer some, like negatively all the time, maybe depression, maybe anxiety, that can be related with all the N. Neuroticism, and E means extroversion, yeah. I remember Daniel is more like an introverted, yeah. Okay, and O means openness. So when you go to restaurant, usually you order new like a food because you're curious and explore the new thing. So I want to ask you, so Daniel, if you go to restaurant, do you usually order the same thing or maybe other thing? Maybe I want to try a new thing.
It just depends. Most of the time I order what I know I like, but...
Me too, because I don't want to fail. Even though it's really my favorite restaurant, I do not go, restaurant often. So maybe it can be maybe once or 6 months, and sometimes it can be once a year. Mm-hmm. So I know that exactly I want to order because that's the best menu for me. I try to not to explore other things, but it's not a maybe exactly good example of the openness. But if you have really high openness, you don't mind to try new thing, right? Maybe kind of with some like a curiosity, even maybe it can kind of please you more because it's not the same thing; it's a different, right? Yeah. So those are personality inventory number 3. Basically, try to measure neuroticism, extroversion, and openness relating with personality test. So here, objective personality test, generally viewed, it's pretty much reliable and valid. So there are 240 questions, 330 questions, and usually 100 questions. Keep kind of doing, how do you think and how do you measure? So we kind of say pretty much, valid and reliable. But the problem is it's a self-report format, right? Sometimes we can maybe mark some not the right information. Yeah, I want to look good for other people. I don't want to kind of mark the least likely. So instead of least likely, maybe I'm going to kind of put in the middle, possibly. But usually I realize I talk to students, and they're pretty much precise and very honest about the survey because survey usually it's done anonymously. So there's no reason to make a lie, but possibly. So here, we will talk about one of the objective personality tests, which is an MBTI test, Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. Junior high and high school level, at school setting, people using MBTI test because it can be good pre-screening and try to kind of know the direction of what you really like to do and know about you better and your personality. So you are more like this kind of personality, maybe for example, extroverted and sensing and making a good judgment depending on some logical thinking. Probably you'd better work in science, something like that, and try to see the job relating with those personality tests as well too. So we will do it today. I know this is like our in-class assignment 3, which means everybody, you need to do that. And if you go to that website, www.16personalities.com. Basically, you feel like a free personality test. If you Google that one, it will kind of pop up one of the top first or the second one. So you will kind of go and see those 16 personality tests. It will take 10 to 15 minutes. It's not 1 minute, 10 to 15 minutes because it's about 100 questions. So depending on that, please upload your result. Yeah. What kind of categorize you among those 16 and explanation. So post to yours and you need to respond to one of the classmates. That's the Blackboard discussion activities. I will give you those points. So let's do it. That's the real 100 questionnaires and do like MBTI test, but we are going to do more short version today. Short version. I'm going to explain those each element too. So here, if you have a paper, maybe I will give you paper to Daniel. It's more like a fun kind of test, so don't worry about anything. Here you go. So here, this is like a paper. You don't need to have this big paper, but I just want to show it to you. So here, let's draw rectangle. So here, rectangle. You can make a rectangle like this, yeah? And then divide into 4 rectangle. So here, I will show you. So this is like a final product. It's a good activity, yeah. Like a little art class. So personally, I'm always confused between rectangle and square, those words. But this is a rectangle, right? Okay. So divide by into those 4 pieces of rectangle. And we are going to begin to. We are ready. Okay, very good, very good. So the first one, we are asking introversion versus extroversion. So if you feel like I'm more like a social butterfly, I got more energy surrounded by other people, please mark as a E on the first column right here. E. Can you write E? Yeah? But if you feel like, I feel more energy and be maybe comfortable and peaceful when I'm being alone, maybe by myself, those are more like an introversion. It's pretty clear, right? Introversion versus extroversion. So E versus S. But some of you may feel like, I feel like I'm kind of in the between. Borderline. Yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm maybe introversion, but maybe sometimes I feel more like E, extroversion. It's really hard to put myself categorized. In that sense, can you mark on top like a little buoy? Here, like here. So mark a buoy on top. Yeah. So for me, even though maybe I'm E, sometimes I feel like I. Do you remember my personality? I was extremely shy child, right? So I feel like more E, toward the E right now. I feel more happy, surrounded by my friends and, talking together and having meal together. But, sometimes I feel like I'm strong I. So if you feel like that, we put a V on top. Okay, good. So far, so good. Yeah, everybody, you're doing this. And then let's kind of figure it out, those second column here. So second one is, you can kind of mark sensing versus intuition. So sensing, if you feel like a sensing, that's a S. And intuition, do not put I because we used already I for the introversion. We are using N, right? So I'm going to explain about what is sensing and what is the other one. So here, what is this, Daniel?
Apple.
Can you describe what do you see here?
It's round,
Uh-huh.
red,
Uh-huh.
sweet. Because I know what it tastes like.
Yeah, yeah.
Got a little bit of green, got a stem,
Uh-huh.
concave on top, concave on bottom.
Okay, very good, very good. So, is anybody think differently whenever you see this apple? I feel like maybe this apple, maybe Snow White had it, and then maybe for a while, kind of knock it out. So Snow White had some apple, right? Do you remember that story? So if you see this apple instead of this is red and looks delicious and juicy, and I love apples. Maybe sounds like maybe kind of hard apple too. And instead of those in the description using all your sensation, if you see like a behind the scene using your imagination. So if you're looking at the apple, that apple I had 10 years ago when I played with my best friend. So do you kind of see like using more intuition and imagination? In that sense, you need to mark N. Or I usually, whenever you see certain object, focusing on your sensation. Oh, that's a red, cool, hard, round, and looks good. And those are kind of looking at outside and maybe relating with your hearing and maybe taste. Those are more like a sensing. How you interpret and kind of recognize those objects. So for me, I'm going to put the S. Yeah, those are sensing, the second column. Yeah, I do not have any between feeling. I'm definitely using sensing in order to figure it out in this word. Okay, let's figure it out. Third one, yeah. So third one is thinking or feeling. Thinking or feeling. So when you need to make a decision, what kind of measurement are you using? So if you're feeling like a more thinking characteristic, you are more like a logical nature. You try to be very logical wherever the situation. It's really emergent situation. You really try to kind of gear on the maybe I need to call the police and maybe call the 911 emergency situation, and how to do organize very very quickly, and without not much like emotion related, you can make a good clear decision. So instinctively search for the facts and logic in a decision situation. Naturally notice task and work to be accomplished. Easily able to provide an objective critical analysis. Usually those people, they can give like objectively see the situation and give some critical analysis. Accept conflict as a natural, normal part of relationships with other people. Pretty much they have a strong opinion, and conflict can be naturally happen. If the person seems like right, okay, maybe I will follow you, but maybe I have this opinion. So clearly kind of say their opinion too. Those are more like thinking, P person. How about the F, feeling person? Feeling person is more like really focusing on emotion and feeling, try to understand those situations, more like a subjective perspective. So instinctively employ personal feelings and impact on people in decision situation. Naturally sensitive to people needs and reactions. Naturally seek consensus. They really like agreeableness, right? And popular opinions. Unsettled by conflict. Conflict, they do not like conflict. Have almost a toxic reaction to disharmony. Everything try to kind of make it as a good, harmonious situation. Conflict is hard for them. So if you feel like that, that's more like a feeling. So you can kind of mark T or F, third one. But I know some of you may feel like sometimes I'm using more like a logical, kind of very, like objective judgment. Sometimes more linear to like a subjective, more feeling and emotion. In that case, maybe you can make the V on top. Okay, V on top. So the last one, let's figure it out. The last one. Last one is perceiving versus judging. Perceiving versus judging. So I will explain about those. Let's go judging first. Yeah, judging. So judging characteristics is, let's imagine you are going to Colorado ski trip. After finishing this semester. How exciting, right? Yeah. So when you need to go to ski trip, you plan ahead. Okay, I'm gonna stop by here and here. I will eat, here in the restaurant because I heard it's really famous. Yeah. And I'm gonna stay one night here and the other night the other place. You plan ahead. You plan ahead and prepare for those Colorado trip, right? So plan many of the details in advance before moving into action. And focusing on task-related action, complete meaningful segments before moving on. And work best and avoid stress when able to keep ahead of deadlines. I know, by the way, tomorrow you need to take exam 3, right? Exam 3 will cover chapter 7, 8, and 9. We already passed all those chapters, right? Yeah. So chapter 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So you can take tomorrow all day. Yeah. You can choose your best time and choose it. So I know that tomorrow will be exam, but you already studied during the last weekend. Maybe at least like yesterday and today. So you're kind of pretty much ready because you plan ahead, right? And naturally use targets and dates and standard routines to manage your life. If you feel like that's you, that's a judging. So which is like a J. Yeah, put the J on the last column. And perceiving characteristics is they're more like a plan on the go. I mean, they have a destination, Colorado. That's it. That's enough. Maybe I will figure it out on the way to the road. Yeah, maybe depending on the road situation, where I will eat the food or maybe stay, it's really on the go plan. So comfortable, it's very comfortable, easy. I mean, I'm very relaxed person, right? So comfortable moving into action without a plan. So more like a plan on the go. Like to multitask, they do well, multitask, and they do well, like keep the last moment. I mean, tomorrow is exam, but I can figure it out today. Today I can study and I can get a good score. So like to multitask, have a variety and mix work and play, and naturally tolerant of time pressure. So actually when they feel like a pressure, they can do better, honestly. So work best to close to the deadlines. Instinctively avoid commitment, avoid commitment which interfere with flexibility, freedom, and variety. So where would you put J or P? Excuse me. So this is my MBTI, ESFJ, but sometimes I feel like ISFJ. So everybody, you will have your own test result, maybe with me, yeah, and also those 16 personality test questionnaire. So basically, those individuals we kind of did, E versus I, there are about 25 questions. If you take the test, 25 questions and 25 questions for the second column, 25 questions and 25 questions. So based on those answering, your answer for 100 questionnaire about those 16 personality MBTI test, they will categorize among those 16. Okay, good. So Daniel, what is your MBTI?
ISFP, except I have a lot of whatever those things are.
Okay. So I will give you the paper. So you will find out. Starting from here, from here to here. Try to find. And you may take a picture. Yeah, you may take a picture, or maybe write down your MBTI. Yeah, I will read mine too. So let's take a time based on the results. So in your case, Daniel, you said you have so many V, right? So for me, I'm gonna look for the ESFJ and then take a picture. And also I will see ISFJ since I can be both, right? ISFJ and take a picture. And then try to compare which one is more close to you. Okay? So take your time. Since you have lots of V, that means you need to read either, both sides too. Oh.
Sorry, I walked on. Yeah, I looked at it. You took.
Oh, you already took a picture? Oh, okay, okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, I will read mine. Okay, let's read. Yes.
Which is fine, my client didn't have a business.
So if you're watching my lecture, I assume you are following us. And if you haven't done that free personality test, please go to that website and spend 10 to 15 minutes and figure it out your MBTI. And if you did, together with me, and try to see is there consistencies there. Is it similar or very opposite, maybe very different, right? So Daniel, you told me about your MBTI test score. I mean, not score, but those type. Maybe you do go that website and try to see, oh, it's very similar. Yeah, maybe the result is very similar, or maybe it's a different. So tell me about your the MBTI. Yeah, one more time, and can you read the description who you are? So you have a lot of V. Did you feel like you find more close to your description
In
toward
the
you?
ISFP.
ISFP. Okay.
So likes to know what's going on around them. Oh, it keeps flipping. Likes to have their own space and to work within their own time frame. Loyal and committed to their values and to people who are important to them. Dislikes disagreements and conflicts and do not force their opinions or values on others.
Okay. Do you kind of agree with that? That's you?
Good point. Like I
Yeah.
said, it varies.
Okay. But pretty much that's me. You can kind of say it's one of the maybe personality. Okay, good. So please let me know next Tuesday. Yeah, because you will go through those 100 questionnaire. You see maybe similar result or maybe different result. Okay, and you can kind of post your MBTI and maybe looking at other people, maybe I have the same MBTI with you, or maybe I agree with your description, something like that. Okay, yeah, I will read mine. I feel like I'm more like a ESFJ. I read those ISFJ, feeling like I'm more like that description ESFJ. But honestly, it's not absolute true or anything else. This is more like a fun, and also it's based on the theory, Jung's theory. So pretty accurate. People kind of agree with that. And interesting thing is students who did those MBTI tests when they're in junior high and high school, it's pretty similar right now. And some of them it's changed. But most of us, very similar result, which is personality can be changed, but there's some steadiness, right? So I'm going to read mine, ESFJ. Warm-hearted, conscientious, and cooperative, want harmony in their environment, work with determination to establish it, like to work with others to complete tasks accurately and on time. Loyal, follow through even in small matters, and notice what others need in their day-by-day lives and try to provide it. Want to be appreciated for who they are and for what they contribute. I feel like, pretty close. So I feel like my MBTI is ESFJ. So what is your MBTI? Please let me know through those discussion forum. You can post yours and respond to one of your classmates. Okay, that was a fun activity. Yeah, Daniel, did you enjoy it? Yeah, okay. So let's go other personality test. So I really want to hear from you. So here, this one is projective personality test. Ta-da! What do you see? What about the ink blot made you give that response? So focusing on what do you see, can you describe? I mean, you can describe maybe using any paper. Yeah, you can. We will keep this paper. So maybe write down what do you see there, writing down. Okay.
Stereo of mind.
Is it finished? Okay. So if you're thinking about that, this is like one of the personality tests. But I mean, depending on you, you may interpret it differently, right? So, what do you see?
Nothing really, but I mean, closely it was. I mean, you could maybe say it could look like the red part be like a cat face, kind of like a Hello Kitty cat or something
Yeah.
with the ribbon,
Uh-huh.
and then some weird pink bottom paws and arms and hands. But really, there ain't much there. Maybe
Okay.
even like a Pink Panther face.
Okay, yeah. I mean, since you all in this class, only you and me, maybe I will try to do my best too. So for me, I do see like a big mask. So kind of looking at those eye parts, just kind of mention like a Hello Kitty, those kind of big masks. Yeah. And overall, there can be one human being's one face. And those kind of eye part and those kind of cheek part and maybe chin part. Yeah. And I do see other things too. It can be one person. We do not see the head part, but maybe one person kind of riding a bicycle, like a motorcycle. So we do not see the top head, but more like their leg and arms and maybe going broom broom. Yeah. So this is really interesting because depending on it's not the client, but depending on the maybe person who need to get some maybe personality test, it's really ambiguous. Those ink blot, but try to see and interpret why do you think in that way. Yeah, maybe description of it looks like a mask and it maybe looks like somebody else's legs down. So I feel like it's a motorcycle or maybe some mask. Yeah, and Daniel said you do not see much, but looks like a little Hello Kitty mask, right? Yeah. So. Those are Rorschach ink blot technique and try to looking at what do you see, what's your behind reason, why do you think in that way. So depending on that, counselor and therapist, they try to figure it out. Don't worry, I'm not a certified those are Rorschach test, so I do not know honestly. So just kind of be honest and try to see what do you see. So let's see more detailed here. So we have about 10 ink blot. Those in art, kind of in a drawing. So starting from here, let's see that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have a 10 ink blot, right? And write down what do you see? Yeah, what do you see? What do you see? Yeah. So starting from the left one, left top, that's the number one. Yeah, let's figure it out. Yeah. So I'm gonna do my part too. So if you're watching us, please write down what do you see. Okay?
That, would likely.
I mean, you can see so many different things, so many different, using some imagination. But let's focusing on when you see for the first time, what comes into your mind. Because I kind of looking at the first one, looks like a mask. But at the same time, I feel like maybe some little puppy, they kind of looking at each other and holding their hands. Do you see that one, Daniel? Like the first
I
one?
see like little piglet from Winnie the Pooh, two of them swinging around something. They look
Yes.
identical.
Yes,
look like
yes.
Winnie the Pooh piglets or whatever they call
Yeah,
that. Right?
yeah, very good, very good. Because when I see it for the first time, it's more like a Halloween mask, But at the same time, maybe little two puppies and you got little bunnies, they kind of looking at, Yes, yes. Let's go one by one, since you and me. How about the second one? What do you see?
I put two bears high-fiving around a campfire.
Ah, you see as a two bear?
Two bears high-fiving in the middle, and then there's a campfire behind them or in front of them.
Okay, okay. Kind of high five, and high five the backside.
Yeah, they're both like this. It's mirrored image.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, very good thought. Yeah. I'm thinking, yeah, maybe bird kind of looking at each other. Or maybe those are more like a ribbon. And feeling like that one is a kind of person who is wearing dark sunglasses in the kind of small
Which
figure.
one?
The second one.
Oh, the second one. Yeah.
Second one, maybe they can be human being and wearing sunglasses, kind of bold person. And then on top of that, there are kind of two birds are looking at each other, maybe high five. I don't know. So, what do you see? And why do you feel like in that way? It's one of the Rorschach test. Yeah. So let's working on third one and fourth and fifth one, and we will figure it out together. So, third one. Okay.
Understanding the ecological, fires, all federal agencies. It estimates the environmental impact of. And so, recommendations towards proposal or legislation or other federal action affecting, the environment requires. Different action.
Okay, let's go. How about the third one?
I put two people washing clothes in a cauldron.
Okay. I think the third one is, for me, it's like a bat, kind of flying bat, one bat.
Oh, you're talking about.
The third
You're going down the. I'm going left to right.
Oh, left.
So the top
Oh.
right one was the second one.
Okay.
Was the bears high fiving
Oh, I
around the
see.
campfire.
This is.
And then the third one I thought was the people bent over
Okay.
looking at.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. See, that's the perspective, right? So, I mean, we talk each other, but somehow we see the different, direction. And I kind of go down that way.
Yeah.
And Daniel was kind of more like a left to right in that
Mhm.
way. Yeah. Okay. Let's do
So
it
yeah, I
again.
seen a bat on that third one what you're talking about. Third one down, yeah. That's what I wrote down.
Okay. Then let's figure it out, 10 of them, and then maybe we will resume again. Okay. Your own way. Okay? Okay. Okay.
We have to do that, a major action, a federal action. And they have to look at what the adverse effects are. They have to look at what alternatives. There are some criticisms of it. They really, don't consider the economic injury that's gonna happen by delaying these projects. So like, if utilities.
Okay, you're good? Okay, it's really interesting. Let's go. Let's go your way. So first one, we kind of see, maybe two little animals kind of spin around. And the second one, I do see two Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are two Santa Claus wearing those in a red hat and high five. And you said you see elephant?
I seen two bears high fiving
Oh, two
around a
bears.
campfire.
Okay.
They're
okay,
like
two
looking at the
bears.
campfire and they're high fiving like this.
Okay,
Mm.
okay, I see. Now I got it. So I was looking at the other one. Okay, so you kind of make sense, like two Santa Claus, they kind of high five. Yeah, I do see. I kind of figured that's not bear. That's more like a elephant. I see like a little trunk. So maybe it can be the animal wise elephant. They kind of do little.
On which one? On
The second one.
bear one, second one?
Yeah,
Okay.
second one maybe elephant. They kind of put together their trunk.
I guess I can
their
see
legs
some.
kind of see
Yeah.
like bumping each other.
Yeah, I could see that.
Okay, good. How about the third one in your side?
That was the two people dipping their hands into a cauldron while they're washing clothes, looking at each other. I don't know.
Okay, good. How about the fourth one?
I put like a transformer or robot or something slamming a sword down.
Yes, I do the same thing too. Yes. Yeah, transformer, kind of not machine, kind of figure those machine. Okay, how about the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 one? Fifth one.
Bat.
Yeah, bet. We agree. That one for sure. How about the 7? I think it was tricky to me to figure it
It
out.
could be a couple things. Maybe a sword stuck in a stone. It could be a fairy or an angel standing on something and on top of something or flying upwards.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking maybe those are clouds, and on top of that, there's like a one dancer. Try to kind of spin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was kind of my interpretation. How about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Seventh one.
Just like a hole in the ground. I don't know. It didn't look like much to me.
Okay, for me, somehow it's really clear. It's two girls. They have a ponytail. Their ponytail is kind of up and looking at each other. Two girls. Do you see now? Okay.
I do
No, you do
not.
not. Okay, it's interesting. Maybe it works as a Rorschach personality test, right? How about this one? The eighth
I
one.
put like a distorted version of the human body.
Mm.
Like it looks
Oh.
like a CAT scan or something where you see the different colors. That means the lungs. That means the
Yes.
yeah. It looks like
Yes.
that.
Very good, very good. Somehow I think it's a on the sea, yeah, very calm on the sea. Those blue kind of background, and those are like a dot, and on the boat, big boat, seahorse, the red kind of pink seahorse, kind of holding the dot. It doesn't make sense, but looks like for me. Okay, how about the ninth one?
I put I didn't put nothing for that one.
That one is kind of
Yeah.
tricky too.
I don't know. And then the other one I didn't really think of much other than like a watercolor painting of flowers or something for the last one.
Last one,
But
yeah.
that one I don't know. Nine.
Okay. Yeah, somehow I feel like this is like maybe two dancers, maybe kind of dancing kang, those kang dance. So those are two dancers and kind of dancing each other because somehow I feel some movement those in a picture, but it's not fully getting those. The last one I see maybe that can be the Eiffel Tower in
Oh, yeah?
France. Yeah. And those are all maybe Eiffel Tower on the sea. So those are all the sea creatures. It can be some seahorse and little fish and yeah, that's my interpretation. But luckily, I'm not certified Rorschach, personality test. So don't worry about it. But it was really fun, right? So based on how you do see and interpret. Those counselors and therapists try to figure it out and help you. So let's do another projective personality test. What do you see here? This can be more story. So be creative and see behind the scene even. So write down your own story looking at this picture.
I don't know.
So a couple of sentences. It should be a little longer than Rorschach test. You're done? Okay. So if you don't mind, could you read for us?
All I put down was that a kid's sitting at the table waiting on their parents to cook some pancakes while they read the Sunday comics.
Okay. So those are happy moments, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I used
Waiting
to
for
read
the
the Sunday
pancake.
comics.
Okay.
And Sundays were like days for pancakes or waffles or crepes or some French toast, something sweet.
Yeah. So you're kind of excited for the Sunday too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's a little kind of different story. Daniel is more like it's a Sunday. It could be Daniel, right? Try to read comics, and mom is preparing for him some pancake and waffle and those are sweet, breakfast, right? So it's a really happy moment. For me, somehow it's a girl. I don't know maybe what happened, but not happy because if you're looking at that, the water maybe juice is right there, full amount. Yeah, doesn't drink. And there's like a little food, I feel like maybe steak, like a little steak on the plate, but it's still there. And I figured out maybe this is girl because the wearing those yellow puff shoulders, yeah, those t-shirts. So I feel like it's a girl who is wearing yellow, maybe short, hair, cut hair person, and doesn't seem to that happy. Maybe something going on, and try to kind of think over the moment. Even though maybe mom gave some pancake, maybe steak, doesn't interesting that much. But I don't know what's really happening to her. So it's really interesting. Those are TAT, thematic apperception test. So depending on people, we may interpret differently. We do see differently. We write differently. So depending on our writing and telling, they try to kind of put into interpretation and test those personality. Do you feel like is it interesting? Yeah, interesting. Let's do one more here. So what's happening? So write down, even like behind the scene. Be creative.
So, I'm gonna give you the facts. Water access requires a permit, and EPA is there from a point source. County of Maui, Hawaii, operates a wastewater treatment. Groundwater.
Okay, ready to share? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
So a wife is turning the light off in a room so that her hurt husband could get some rest. He was hurt and wore and is bedridden right now.
Uh-huh. Okay, good. My interpretation is maybe something happened, like a heart attack. So her husband died. So she's kind of crying, and I don't know what to do. That kind of expression, because I feel like they look both are not that old. Just maybe sudden happen, and maybe his chest is kind of opened. Those clothing is kind of open. So maybe wife tried to do some CPR, but it didn't work. It can be. So that's the interpretation, but it's really depending on us. We may interpret differently. Do you like this kind of activities, Daniel?
That's all right. I'm just
It's all
not in the mood.
Okay. Yeah, let's do, this is like a last one. Thematic or perception test. So what do you see here? It can be our last thing.
Guy that's in a gym, that's climbing a rope to touch the top of it for a bell or whatever and ring it.
Okay.
He might be competing against somebody, so he's looking at them while he's doing it, so he can try and match their speed or go faster, so they can get to the bell first.
Okay. Very good. It's similar to me. I mean, that person tried to go up. Yeah, and maybe in the competing rope situation, or maybe it's an emergency situation. Maybe it's happened. If you're looking at the person more closely, that person does not wear much clothing. So it can happen some sauna or maybe some water involved place, and that's kind of emergency situation. Maybe fire going on. You need to evacuate that place. So you just go up, and fire is coming to you, and try to, maybe you are sleeping in a hotel room, and sudden fire too. So you need to kind of evacuate that situation. It can be possibly, but those are all the thematic or perception tests. Those two of those are very projective personality tests. On the line, those are more subjective tests, lack of validity and reliability. When you comparing to like objective personality test. But it's more fun, and objective personality test, it's more like based on the paper and pencil, based on the those questionnaire and survey. But when you're kind of looking at interpretation, each individual, they may have a different perspective, different interpretation. So you will see the behind interpretation of that person's personality. Okay, good. So I want to give it to one apple to, yay, Daniel. So usually I kind of give this apple for the person who wrote a very good story about those thematic TAT or maybe Rorschach's personality test. But Daniel did a great job, so I want to give it to him. Okay, so there was a personality chapter. That was chapter 12. Let's go to the other chapter, which is chapter 13. Social psychology. So social psychology is a chapter 13 already. So we have about 1 month left to finish this semester. We left only chapter 13, chapter 14, chapter 15. Yeah. And I want to kind of remind you one more time, we do not have a class in 2 weeks from now on, which is November 20. I will remind you, when we kind of get closer. So you don't need to watch me on November 20th, and you don't need to come to class, November 20th. Okay, so here, this is the chapter of social psychology. If you take the social psychology, this is like 1 semester long. 1 semester long. So I try to pick up very interesting and famous experiment relating with the social psychology experiment. So you already heard it, maybe you kind of already watched it, but I really want to hear from you, your opinion. And social psychology, we are going to talk about social cognition, how we think about each other. I mean, Daniel and me and invisible students, they're watching us. So how do we think each other? Yeah. And the second one is social influence, how we influence each other. Some of them, they're kind of toxic people. Have you ever met those toxic people kind of surround you? It's really not good, right? Yeah, kind of give you bad influence to do the same thing, right? So we will talk about social influence and social relations, how we relate to each other. If you like somebody else, why is that? How you become a girlfriend and boyfriend, and how do you pursue those love? So this chapter, we are going to talk about love and intimacy, and how do we meet together? How do we interpret other people's behavior? Why people behave in their way? Yeah, so we will talk about all the relationship, those are social psychology. And pro-social behavior, helping each other out. Have you ever met altruistic person, which is that person can serve other people even though they are losing their money, their job, and their even life. Try to save another person's life and maybe try to help them to be more successful. Have you ever met those person in your life? Mm-hmm. Okay. Who are the person? Just curious.
I mean, just plenty of people that I've met in the army and stuff.
Oh, sure.
It's like you gotta support each other, and sometimes you put your life at risk helping others.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So this is your chapter, Daniel. Since you served the army for how many years?
6.
6 years? Wow. So you can talk about your experience, and also that's kind of a little special group too, like an army setting. Yeah. So this is like one social psychology, the group thinking. Yeah. Once you are in army versus you are surrounded by your family members, do you behave differently?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Of course, me too. Maybe I'm surrounded by my family members versus surrounded by my students. Not totally different, but there's some difference too, right? So we will talk about those group people and anything as a human being. We have some special behavior, more intention or perspective and interpretation. Those are all relating with social psychology. Social psychology. Are you excited about this chapter, Daniel? Okay, good. So defining social psychology. If you're looking at this picture, there are so many people, young and old, and gender-wise, I can see like a female, male, and bisexual, maybe possibly, we do not know, but there are so many people, different kind of various people here. So scientific study of how people think about and influence each other and relate to each other. Those are social psychology. Pretty much cool subject, right? Since we do live here in this world, not alone, but with other people. We are influencing each other. Influencing each other. Okay. And also, I invited Dr. Sharp, who is teaching social psychology in our department. So I invited her. So she will be here next Tuesday. So she will kind of present her, her kind of specialty is social psychology. So we will hear about at the end of the class. Yeah. So it will be an interesting chapter. So here, if you're looking at this woman, let's talk one by one. Why might that woman take a cup of coffee without paying?
Without paying?
Yeah. Any guess?
Because it was free?
Okay.
I don't know.
Very good. Yeah, it's a free coffee day. So just drinking coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, without paying. Any other guess?
Her boyfriend bought it for her.
Okay, very good. Yeah. I mean, we do not see the boyfriend, but her boyfriend is right here, right? Kind of maybe passing those coffee. Please have this coffee. Maybe my guess is, maybe prepaid. You can kind of pay through the, app. Yeah, maybe Starbucks app, and you just kind of pick up. Yeah. Yeah, so maybe just kind of pick up. Seems like you do not pay those, coffee, but actually she paid, right? Yeah. So anyhow, maybe can you think about, oh, she is a thief. Maybe could you think about it too? Just kind of, there are so many copy, but like random, like a Starbucks situation, people, whenever they made their copy, putting right there with some name, but kind of sneak in and then pick one and then drink.
I mean,
Possible.
that picture couldn't tell me nothing, but
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Okay, good. So those are our cognition. Whenever we try to understand certain situation, why the person behave in that way? Why that woman seems like it doesn't pay the money and then grab the coffee and drink, right? I mean, Daniel and me, we are more thinking about situational, right? Already her husband, maybe her boyfriend paid for it. Yeah, or maybe it's a free coffee day, you don't need to pay. Those are more like a situational reason, right? But interesting thing is, human beings, as a human being, we have a tendency to put more like the next one, kind of more like a not situation, but more explain about those persons' maybe traits, personality. So another example will be, Daniel, are you a good driver?
At times. Not during the snow.
Yeah, I'm not good at. But sometimes when you are on the highway, right, there are crazy driver kind of changing the lanes and without any signal, just kind of bump into you and almost like a hit, that car. It's really crazy. So whenever you do see those, reckless and crazy driver, what comes into your mind?
I just get aggravated and either back off or pass them.
Maybe honking?
I don't really honk that much. I try not to get shot.
Okay.
There's some crazy people these days.
Oh, yeah.
I try to avoid road rage because somebody will definitely, you never know when somebody will chase you all the way down to your driveway. Like, people will do that if you
Yes.
accidentally cut them off or cut them off overall. They'd chase you all the way down to your job in the parking lot.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I just kind of get pissed off and back off or pass them. That's about all I do.
Okay. Yeah. So whenever you kind of see very reckless and crazy driver, we could think, oh, maybe that person's wife is having a baby soon. That's why try to kind of change the lane and to go to the hospital.
Gotta have your flashers on.
Okay. That's good.
That's a
good.
warning.
That's good
hey, I gotta
interpretation.
drive fast.
Yes. And the other way is, oh, he's crazy. Maybe she's crazy driver.
My first thought is they're probably really old.
Okay.
Because I hate to say it, there's a lot of people out there that shouldn't be driving at the age that they're at.
Yeah.
They can't see very well. They got slow reactions, and you just see them veering off the road. And,
Yeah. Especially at the nighttime, it can be really dangerous, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I truly kind of agree with you. Probably we need to do some like a driving, like a test
A
again.
retest,
Yeah,
at a
retest.
certain age.
We are not having those, right? Not yet, right? So I'm thinking maybe after 70, yeah, or maybe even like a 65. I guess 70 will be good kind of time retest,
Yeah, I'd
so
say
kind of you
70.
can drive because 65 is a pretty, I guess
Yeah.
it's good. But if you kind of reach 70 and 75, your cognition sometimes do not make a right decision. Because instant decision we need. You need to get in that line or maybe not, those things. So I guess maybe around the 70 we need to do like a re-exam your driving skill. I'm scared maybe I'm getting old, but but I guess maybe we need that for the safety, right?
Yeah.
So we have a tendency whenever we see like a very reckless and crazy driver, we have a tendency, oh, look at that person. Maybe she is crazy. Yeah, I can tell why she driving in that way. I can tell why he driving in that way. So we kind of blame more that person's traits or personality. We have those kind of tendency as a human being instead of try to understand the situation. Maybe that person's mom is in emergency situation, but once again, they need to turn on the flashlight. Yeah, just kind of doing sneaking and nowhere and every kind of messing up. Maybe we should say that's a crazy driver, right? No excuse. But as a human being, we make some error, which is fundamental attribution error. We attribute those reasons more like, oh, he is crazy driver. I knew him. Yeah, kind of more like a trait based on the traits or personality instead of understanding those whole situation.
That's why you gotta do the look back to see if they look as dumb as they drive. It's like, who is that?
Who is that? Yeah, who is that? Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
she's 80. That's why. That's why.
Okay. I believe Daniel had not much good experience with driving those car, maybe old generation, I guess. Yeah, but yeah, we make a good conclusion. Maybe around 70, maybe retest
Yeah,
driving.
I say that.
Driving.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Driving. Yeah. Okay, good. So those are one of the things. And look at this. What's going on here?
Dude's trying to sell her a car, so he's showing her the trunk space.
Yeah. So imagine, what is your dream car, Daniel? One day, if you make money.
BMW 5 Series, but it's like a special 5 Series. I forget what it's called.
Is it like an SUV or sedan?
It's like a SUV coupe, yeah.
Okay. So BMW, those X5 series.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, X5. So imagine that's the car, and maybe there's like a saleswoman, and maybe try to kind of sell the car to you. Yeah, maybe salesman. It doesn't matter. So in order to sell those BMW X5 series, the person tried to explain how good this car is. Do you know how good that car is, BMW
M5
X5
CS.
M5,
I remembered it. M5
CS, yeah. How good is that, the function-wise?
I know it's very good. It's probably one of the closest things they have to a supercar that's not a supercar. It's like got enough space for I don't know, they kind of stripped a lot of stuff out of it. So it'd be light, so it'd be really fast. It's got carbon fiber seats and it's got a twin powered turbo and all that. So
Okay, it's a fast and
they
safe.
just have to start it up and I'd be like,
Oh, okay, and very safe and fast and look great, like design wise, and I do not know much about car, but it's really fancy, right? Yeah. So I really want to buy that car. Those are more like a central route persuasion. As a salesman, you try to attract the person who want to buy a car. This is really good car, like energy efficiency wise, and a function wise, and how fast, how safe. Those are more like a central route persuasion. Peripheral. Do you remember the central nervous system, CNS, your brain and spinal cord? And rest of them was peripheral nervous system. Just like that, peripheral route persuasion, other things, BMW, MS5,
M5CS.
M5CS. That one is driven by very famous movie star. Maybe some president. Yeah, so you really need to get those. Those are more like a peripheral route persuasion. Yeah, kind of more extra information. If you drive this car, everybody who live in your neighborhood, they feel like you're a really cool person. Those are more like an extra, peripheral route persuasion. So when we're thinking about living together with other people, we have those moments. You need to persuade a person to buy your product. Okay, so today is the day we can do it. So Daniel, this is like my water bottle. Yeah. How can you sell my water bottle?
Comes in any design that you want. You just let us know the design and we print it on there. Can be engraved with your name for free. Have different types of caps for different types of things that you would want. If you wanted to drink coffee out of it, or if you just wanted to drink, your normal pop, you could put a straw in it.
Okay. Okay. Very
The
good.
sleeve comes out, so you could swap it out with a clean one if you wanted.
Okay. I think Daniel, you're such a good salesman. When I kind of ask you, just kind of begin to like a whole description. And have you ever sold any product in your life, like a salesman? No, not really.
No. I thought about selling cars, but I sell lumber.
Oh,
I
okay.
sell lumber.
Lumber. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, so I think you have some experience, I guess, right? So when you sell your lumbers, how do you explain and how do you try to sell?
Well, typically, I hate to say it, but around the lake area, people act like they know what they're doing, but they don't know what they're doing. So we give them the information they need, tell them what they need, and then they get it. So I don't know, they'll be like 2x4 8 treated or 2x4 8 dug fir. I don't know. Well, what are you using it for? Ground? Like, is it ground contact? Yeah, so you're gonna need treated, otherwise it'll rot out, and then they'll buy treated lumber, which is a little bit more expensive. But it's a requirement if you want it done right.
All the explanation to me is like a third language to me. I do not understand at all. I'm very ignorant about those lumber word, I guess, right? But how long have you been working that area?
I only worked there for about 2 years.
That's pretty long, 2 years, and now you're very used to and very familiar with all the product, and you're kind of confident to sell and at least explain.
It's my family's place, so we kind of just they put me everywhere they needed me. So I've been inside in the warehouse and then at their other store, so I know how to run all 3 stores without any problem.
I see. Yeah. Thank you so much. That's why you're so smooth when you sell my water bottle. Yeah. So let's think. We have a couple of minutes, so maybe I'm gonna explain just like a second. Foot in the door technique. Have you ever heard about like a foot in the door?
I know I can put 2 and 2 together. I don't think I've heard that technique, but
But you just kind of sense it whenever you foot in the door. Yeah. How about door in the face?
That don't sound like a technique. That just sounds like wham. You're done.
Yeah. So we will talk more about those two: foot in the door technique and door in the face technique next Tuesday. It's a really interesting chapter, like a social psychology and foot in the door technique. If you are the salesman, you just kind of say, maybe I will show the picture again. Why don't you just hop on this car? Yeah, you don't need to buy at all. Just kind of hop on this car and you just kind of touch this wheel and, your BMW
M5
M5.
CS.
M-
Yep, M5 CS.
M5 CS. M5 CS, this is really amazing car. You don't need to buy, yeah, but you can buy later. But why don't you just try on? You can drive this, area of this, neighborhood. Yeah, I will give you key. Why don't you hop on and try on? Those are more kind of part of the foot in the door technique. So people say once you wear it, once you touch it, you want to buy more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when you kind of go to some shopping mall, used to be, I mean, not anymore, but people say, oh, please come on to my shop and just try on. You don't need to buy at all. Just try on. And once you try on, you really, really want to buy that clothing
Oh, yeah.
as a woman, usually.